different. I guess I better adjust to it. My name is Jessica. Yes, I am not your average notary. Notaries that you know of are probably what? Real estate related, legal related, right? So for anybody who's had to use a notary, you purchase your house, you refinance your house, you've had legal documents that needed to be signed. But what a lot of people don't realize is a notary is far more, notarized is far more than what you would think. So coming into this, I had no idea. 2016 was my first commission, is when I got commissioned, and I had no idea what I was getting into. I just knew that notaries make money, because doing loan docs on the real estate industry, I might as well do that, right? I had no idea it was going to lead to the things that it's led to. Now, coming back to COVID, we have had a lot of changes. So back in February, I was at the peak of tax season, and we had changes quickly. By the end of March, there was no notaries to be found because everybody had closed up. Now notaries were considered an essential business, so was tax preparation. Anything that had to do with finances or homes, real estate, we were considered essential businesses, but we weren't supposed to be seeing people. So there was limitations. I do have an electronic notary seal. Have I used it? No. Did I waste my money? Yes. The state of California has limitations on what you can use this electronic no signature seal for. And you can't use it for any of the things that we need to use it for. So therefore, I wasted my money twice. So that's okay. You know, in the San Bernardino office, for those of you who don't know, I have two offices, one in San Bernardino and one up here in Hesperia. San Bernardino office is very established. When I acquired the business back in 2007, 2008, the business was established. It already had about 300 tax clients, so they were already being serviced in that area. We've grown. We've got about 900 tax clients between the two offices, and we're still growing, and that's a referral-based business. We do not do advertising. We actually spent a couple $100s back in 2015 on advertising. Did nothing for us. So we strictly referrals for taxes. Also for real estate. I don't do any advertising for that as well. But for notary, that's different. Notary is highly competitive. When I came into this in 2016, I knew nothing about notary. Zero. Barely even knew how to fill out an acknowledgement. I was taught that you had strict rules. Well, I run two businesses, so this was very difficult. But found resources, got it together, got things going. It wasn't easy. Up here in the high desert, not to be mean, but there's a lot of snooty people. Nobody wants to help, nobody wants to open a door, nobody wants to answer a question, and they definitely don't answer the phone. So I had a competitive edge. I answer the phone, right? I needed a location. This was very hard because I am a small business, and there's just two of us who manage everything between the real estate and the taxes. My kids are growing up and they're learning, but it's still just two of us. So adding the office up here in Hesperia in 2017, April of 2017 was when we had added it, and it didn't make no money because I wasn't here. I was still in San Bernardino. I work with paralegals, I work with lawyers, I go to the jails. Every time somebody called, I was there, me, by myself. So it wasn't easy, but I did it because I knew that it would pay off. Has it paid off? Yes and no. Yes, because I have acquired a lot of business and trust and have built a reputation, and no, because I am still having to work. So,
dang it.
Almost. But what I want everyone to understand is with my persistence and diligence about the whole thing, I won't give up. I had to supplement my income because I had 4 kids to support. And I got a mortgage to pay, and I got a car payment, and I got insurance, and now I got an extra office to pay for. So I got to keep bringing money in. What people didn't understand during COVID is we're still doing taxes. I had to last minute clear our office, make sure that people were not coming in that were not with appointments. But at the same time, we still had notary business booming. And so my San Bernardino office, at perfect timing, the building acquired another notary, and she also does live scans, which relieved me of the notary part. The only problem was her commission expired March 31st, and her renewal was late. So her and I are stressing because I'm trying to figure out how we're going to manage the average 150 clients I averaged in that office, walk-in basis, as notary. And without her help, I don't know how I was going to do it. A few notaries that we have that are tax clients have full-time jobs, so sometimes they're available, sometimes they're not. So it was really rough. Her and I were pretty stressed, especially because she just started this business or acquired this business, and she's still ironing out her kinks. So we worked well. Lily and I have been working together very well. Carmen is another notary in the building. Mind you, there's 3 notaries in this building, 2 lawyers, and 4 tax preparers in the building, okay? Talk about competitive edge, right? If your client actually goes into the wrong door, you lose your business. So our loyalty, or our clients' loyalty, is very important to us, and obviously to them, because they go to the wrong person, they go to the wrong person. But we did it. We managed. We had hand sanitizer supply because I am a realtor, and when I do open houses, I'm anal, or I have OCD about things. So I already had hand sanitizer, I already had gloves, I already had a lot of things kind of stocked up from my open houses. So we just used that until we figured out what we were going to do. Lily had a situation during the COVID and the whole outbreak of San Bernardino. She was actually robbed. So it changed the dynamic of the San Bernardino office. We have cameras down there. We are more strategic about the clients that come in. We only have 1 door. Usually there's 2 doors that you can enter in. Now there's only 1. We need to see everybody coming in because we're all women, right? All of the men only work certain hours, and they're not always available when you need them. San Bernardino Police Department is a block away. Literally, I could walk to the police department, but that doesn't mean anything. She was not protected. She was at the office by herself and vulnerable. And so now we have to be protected. So COVID affected us in a way where now we are not as safe and secure as we were before COVID. Not just because of our health and everything else, but because of what personally hit us. I mean, I was literally 10 minutes after this incident, I pulled up this police officer in our parking lot, and that's when I was told what was going on. Now, notaries don't make a lot of money, and neither do live scan people. But at times, we have to make deposits, and we have things that we're going to purchase, and we're normal people, right? This is the one time that Lily had a little too much money in her purse, and it was taken. And this hurt us all because she's small business, and without that, she can't feed her kids. That's our thing. We are small businesses, and we survive off of what we make daily sometimes. So the tax business is important because it gives us residual. Real estate is important because it gives us residual, and if we work together, we're all helping each other out. So COVID and all of the events that have happened in the last couple of months affected us. That being said, there are some other things that affected us, but I want to touch on some of the stuff that you may not know. So I gave a handout, and for you on Zoom, I can send you the link and email. Google Business has been my notary business's prime marketing technique. Okay, it was a trial and error thing I had to learn. If you don't use Google Ads, good luck. It's a good tool to use, but it's also good to know how your business is doing and what's going on in your business. Now, I pulled reports for my particular business, and my particular business, if you look at how it works, so it's about insights, the second part is how it works. How it works is there is separate things. You can do a week, a month, and a quarter. And what I pulled was a week and a quarter for each office. Now, during the peak of COVID, we were busy. We were getting calls nonstop and trying to deal with our personal issues at the same time. It was not easy. It was not easy. but we had a good team, a network of people. We're not employed by each other, but we are friends. We are associates, and we work together to make sure we're all safe, healthy, and successful. Now, for MR Group in San Bernardino, in the last quarter had over 1.1K views on the website. So MR Group has 2 separate pages. MR Group Signing Services in San Bernardino and in Hesperia. And I noticed that Hesperia picked up during COVID. So the last 3 months, we had over 1,000 searches. Number 1 search is notary near me, clearly, right? So then there's the ratings. What are people looking at? Your stars. How many stars you have, how many reviews you have, how many ratings you have. Well, the number 1 reason why I was always chosen was I picked up the phone and I had good ratings. I only have 4 ratings. You can Google me. I only have 4, maybe 3 on this Hesperia office. Good ratings, yes, but I pick up the phone. The biggest thing for people is I can answer questions. I may not be able to help them, but another associate can. Right? I may not be able to help them or be right there, but Lily is right there. And if Lily can't, Carmen can, who's a real estate agent. I don't speak Spanish, so I have a disadvantage in the industry, but I do make good relationships with people who do speak Spanish and can service me. Carmen is a real estate agent. Her husband has a tax business in the building. I refer business to them on a regular basis. Does it hurt me to refer business to them? No, it's good business, because she knows she can rely on me as I am sending her clients and trusting her. If you didn't know, there's over 155,000 active notaries in the state of California. Before COVID, there was over 203,000. Now, some of them just kind of fell off, some of them haven't renewed, some of them just decided to let it go because it is a headache right now.
Can I just ask, what is the definition of active?
Active means you are commissioned and you are using your commission.
But does that mean 1 a month or?
No, it just means that you're
So some
you're
could just be sending out of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are an active, your commission is current. So we get 4 years. Every commission is 4 years. And every 4 years you gotta renew, you gotta take a test.
But it could be more or just sitting on the sidelines and not doing anything.
True. Yes, it is true. But when I say active, I mean these people they're using their commissions.
Okay,
because
that's what I was trying to find
you
out.
wouldn't have a notary commission and not use it. The people that don't use it and you don't renew or you don't register with them,
No, but I mean, if it's for 4 years during COVID, they might be sitting on the sidelines.
Yes.
Okay, that's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to
well, a
say.
lot of people only did notary for their family members. I have a lot of notaries who did say that. They would only see their family or would only see the people they work with. One of the notaries that I have coming in works for Wells Fargo in Redlands, and Wells Fargo as a company pays for those kinds of things, but she can do notary outside of that. That is the beauty of notary. There is no restrictions. It is the best retirement job you can have because you get to write off your miles and your supplies. So it's a benefit. But at the same time, a lot of people during COVID were afraid. And they still are. There's still a lot of places that are not open. I mean, UPS is limited. FedEx took out their notaries because it was too much of a headache for them to have that going in and out. It's a big change right now. It's a shift because people are touching your book. People are touching your thumbprint thing. So everybody's afraid.
Where did you get those numbers from? As in, how many are not being active right now?
So non-active was, the only reason why I know what it was before was because I was doing research before. So in February, I actually started the process of becoming my own school.
Your own way.
My own notary school, teaching. But I had done research. There was over 200,000 then when I did the research.
Is it just because the commission, because I'm a notary, I notarize all the time for stuff at my office, and I have been for probably 16 years now I've been a notary, but how would they, I mean, my commission's still active, but I don't, I don't go outside really my office unless someone's like, hey, can you, one of my customers, can you do this for me? So where are the numbers
So
coming
what
from?
it's what the state of California, the Secretary of State has, and it's also from Notary.net. So Notary.net is an affiliate program that I work with right now. And they're pretty accurate because they deal with all incoming, all renewing notaries. Their number, as of this morning, was 155 and 74 active notaries. Non-active just means that a lot of them might have let their commission go during COVID, or they just stopped, or they retired.
It just didn't get renewed.
Yeah, they just didn't
They didn't
renew.
stop doing commission, they
Yeah.
just
They
their
just
commission
didn't
ended.
renew. Yeah, they just didn't renew. Now, the governor made 2 executive orders that were extended. The last one was in June, was the last extension for everybody. But they're still not doing tests. CPS is still, that I know of, have not scheduled anything until September, October, I think. So the Notary Learning Center is, and the National Notary Association are the 2 main companies that do notary certifications, renewals. Unfortunately, notaryclasses.com, which I love Dan and I love Angela, they were amazing. Dan decided to take a break and he hasn't came back. So it's kind of hurtful for the Inland Empire. That hurts us because now we have to travel to Orange County or we have to travel to LA County in order to get our renewals and our stuff going. So that was kind of why I thought, whew, let's do this and become a notary provider, an instructor, so that CPS can do tests. But that's in the works. It's a secret that everybody's not supposed to know. But going back to this, learning how your business structure works, how people see your business. So if you have an office and you have a Google business page, this information right here is crucial because you know how many people are clicking on your ad, clicking on your pictures, looking for you. I mean, if you're near any one of my offices and you tell Siri or you tell Google, find a notary near me, find a mobile notary near me, I'm probably in the top 3. When it comes to Yelp, because I refuse to pay Yelp, sorry, I won't pay them for advertising ever again, I am number 10. So I'm kind of low on the totem pole when it comes to Yelp. But Google, Yahoo, any of the other search engines, our company, our office is in the top 5. And it just varies on if you pay for your ad, if you don't pay for your ad, if there's a lot of clicks that day, or just their ratio is really off as far as that goes. But Notary gives me an opportunity to build my business in a better way because I'm able to help people with some resources and also give information. I find out a lot of information. I sit with lawyers who do trusts. I sit with mortgage lenders who do loans. I learned about reverse mortgages a little bit more than what I would have just as a real estate agent. So there's 2 sides to every story and there's always a benefit to learning every day. Every call I get, there is a potential opportunity for a different kind of resource or a different kind of business. So I'm making friends by talking on the phone, answering my phone. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, taking what Google does for me, it's free. So anybody who has a business now and you have a Google page or you just have yourself set up, Google takes care of this for you. It's free. So how your customers are finding you, the way they're searching for you, you get to select what they're finding. So I have Notary, Notary Public, I have like a list. So each individual business has the ability to pick what they want to be most important on their searches. Where customers find you on Google is a big deal. I think Siri is the #1 thing, and then Google is the next one because, of course, we're always talking to our phone, so the default is always Google. Customer actions. Customer actions are interesting because customer actions, it kind of tells you how many people have called you, how many people looked at your maps, looked at your pictures. It really gives you in tune to what's important to the customer without them even saying it. Because if you've got over 3,000 people looking at your page or contacting you in some way or another, they have, you have a benefit of knowing, was it the phone call, was it the maps, was it the pictures? And I'll tell you right now, it's not my pictures. The most things that get hits is probably my smile. That gets more things, oh, that's who I'm gonna go meet. So I started posting pictures of the notaries that work with me, the people in the building, so that when the people come in, they're comfortable, they know this is somebody they're gonna be working with. And after the situation with Lily, I'm really sensitive to that. I feel like we need to be a little bit more attentive to who's coming into the office. Because I'm really naive when it comes to that, and I'll leave at 9 o'clock at night to do a mobile notary without even thinking, this is probably not a safe area. So, and that's just me going the extra mile for a client and servicing somebody at that time. Because the peak times for notaries, I find, are between 7 and 9:30 in the morning, and between 7 p.m. and 9:30 at night. And thanks to Google, I know that information. I wouldn't know that information if I didn't take the initiative to run this by myself, because I'm again frugal when it comes to asking for help or paying for help, I should say. Google is a really, really good resource. So what I wanted everyone to take from this, if you do have a business, or you are looking to run a business, or you have something that's kind of stagnant, Google Business Center. I hope I didn't take too much time.
No, you're good on time.
Yes.
I think go ahead. Anyway, you may have mentioned this or not, but Rotary is like, Notary is state to state, right?
Yes.
Every state has their own.
Every state is different, and when I get calls from other states of people who need help, it's because I posted something on a blog kind of questioning something back in 2016. I'm still getting calls. Some states you need to be a paralegal, registered. Some states you can only be a lawyer. Some states you have to be part of a city council. It really depends on the state. Certain states have specific things that a notary can and cannot.
That's interesting.
But as far as the training, is it all basically the same?
For loan signings, it's basically the same. But for notary per state is different. The state of California, as we all know, is the strictest when it comes to our procedures and what we're allowed to say and do.
Thank you.
I have some questions just basically so I understand better. What is your website?
So my current website is jjnotary.com.
Okay, I just looked that up. Those go right to that. I'm unclear, and forgive me, of the tax real estate part of it, because I don't see any of that listed on the website.
It's not, because notary cannot be affiliated with the tax business or the real estate business.
Okay.
Notary is a separate entity.
Okay.
By legal definition, I have to separate the
So you have a separate tax business, a separate real estate business?
Yes. So when I do my taxes, there's 3 different tax forms.
Okay.
Yes.
And what are the names of those?
So JJ Notary was the website that I started in 2016, and it will be shifting as soon as I get everything confirmed for the instructing part of notary. So that's different. MR Group is the parent company, that's the S corp, and MR Group actually is the parent company, that's the tax business. The real estate business won't change until I become a broker.
Okay.
So notary cannot be, I can't go to a notary signing or go to somebody and tell them any of my other businesses. I'm strictly there for notary.
Well, what is their website for MR Group?
No,
No.
because the tax business does not acquire that kind of business. What we will be doing with that in this next coming year is we will be creating a website, and it's going to be geared toward assisting lower income company people on their tax returns. And anything else outside of that would probably be a referral basis, and it would be one-on-one consultation.
So if I'm understanding correctly, MR Group is taxes, okay, and then JJ's Notary is notary.
Yeah.
And then nothing for real estate.
Real estate, I work with brokers, so REE Brokers is my broker, and I have to go with their website, which I do have a link to that. I have to use their information.
Okay.
Yeah. So notary is a secluded business. That's one thing that's probably has to be put clear, is when I go for notary, I'm strictly there for notary.
Like I said, this is all just so I can understand better.
Yeah, it's a blanket because when I started the tax business, it led to other things. You know, you start helping people in ways that you didn't realize you were going to end up helping, just because of the resources you can get. Yeah, it's a big change.
So you're using Google organically then?
Yes, I do use Google Ads from time to time, but I haven't paid Google Ad in probably 18 to 19 months.
So are you still getting the Google Analytics reporting?
Yes. Yeah. It still comes to me, but if I paid, I would get other features.
Yeah, oh yeah, you would,
Yeah.
yeah, if you definitely invested, you would get, definitely get a lot more.
We've gotten to the point where we really don't need a pay per click. That's the differentiating thing is Google Ad will charge you, which is good. It's a good way to start up and get your business known. And it's a good management way too. I didn't have to do nothing but send in my credit card and watch things happen. It'll give you a monthly notification. Google still does that. They still give me a monthly notification, how many clicks and this or that. If there's a promotion that I need to promote, I will use Google Ad. Starting the notary school, I will use Google Ad, 100%, because I want to be at the top of that list of people who are looking for those resources here locally. Again, my goal is to be community centered. So whatever resources I can give, it will be for the High Desert and the Inland Empire together. Yeah, so using Google Ad will benefit you if you're starting your business up, or if it's kind of slow, you run an ad, you run a coupon, you run that Google Ad. The max I've ever had to pay was $250 a month to Google Ad, which I made that. You know, I made that and then some, so it wasn't hurting me. Yelp does the same thing, and there's a few other companies that do that, but I found, because I'm frugal and I'm a one-man show, that Google is the best user-friendly. I mean, I'll spend 4 to 6 hours a night between Yelp and Google trying to update. COVID was crazy. I had to copy and paste everything for each site. And again, each office building had to be changed. Each office building had to be adjusted. And so it was, 6 to 7 hours in the middle of the night, because I'm like, okay, I gotta get this up. I gotta get these pictures up. I gotta show them that the office is clean. I gotta make sure they know it's safe. And that was my responsibility as a business owner, you know, and because I work with the public. And the banks still call me. I still have a lot of lawyers and banks that still call because I am reliable and because they know that I get the job done. And sometimes it isn't as easy. Like right now, we're still not able to go into the jails. And this is a problem because, you know, people need legal forms served or they need legal forms signed, and we can't get in there.
No, I get that. I just know that there is an opportunity to get stuff on an organic level or guerrilla type marketing, but the more you invest, you know, they certainly have SROs out there that can certainly help you out and get more detailed reports and get more people to respond. And that's not just Google, not just digital, but any kind of advertising. The more you invest, it certainly should pay off.
Yeah, it does, and that's why switching over the notary business to where it's going to be a learning and instructing environment, I will be utilizing those 100% because I'm coming into this and I need people to be aware of what's going on. So I will blast Facebook, I will blast all of the social medias with that so that it's up there. Will the social media be fruitful? Not too much. I mean, my tax business has been on social media for 10 years, and I don't get, the notary business has been on since 2016, and I don't get very much notary. I probably have gotten 3 notary calls from Facebook. So it's just a resource center for this type of business, and that's not to say it doesn't work for everybody.
Well, no, I understand that. I mean, we have 3 notaries in our office, and they handle all of our co-op stuff and all of our information that goes out for legal purposes or for documentation purposes and stuff. And actually, the three of them, they do pretty well in terms of our clients responding to them. So they get additional business
They
outside.
keep coming back. Yeah, they keep the calls, and that's the best part about this business, is it gives you an opportunity to build a relationship with people you wouldn't normally build a relationship with. You wouldn't see these people. I mean, but that one call to the hospital, I've helped the wardens of 2 jails, parents, grandparents. I've assisted some city councils in Riverside for their trusts. People I would not have normally met or come around, I would have never even had that opportunity had I not picked up the phone. So I guess the number one thing is, if you are self-employed or you have your own business, customer service and picking up the phone is the number one way to build your reputation with people.
How long does the training take for one to get your?
6 hours.
Yeah, the 6 hours
Oh.
training, but the getting your commission could take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. Right now during COVID, a little bit longer.
Just because of the paperwork process.
Yeah, well, because you got to do a live scan background to be a notary. Yeah, but I mean, that's a simple,
Yeah.
thumb print, and you're good. Yeah, it's not a long process. The loan signing part is additional training, so that's different from just being a notary. A loan signing notary has more responsibility to the mortgage company or to the escrow company, so they have a little bit more training and certifications there.
Is it because they have an obligation to kind of like go over each page?
No. No, that's the one thing that we're not allowed to do. We are not allowed to explain the paperwork. We're not even allowed to tell them what kind of paperwork to use. We just present the paperwork. If they have any questions, they do need to contact their loan officer or their mortgage person. Unfortunately, it's a liability, it's a benefit that we don't have to explain all that, because that's a lot of paperwork. You're looking at 150 to 200 pages per signing. You got 2 people sitting there asking you questions. You're gonna be there for 4 hours. Any more questions?
What about the ROP, do it? I thought they did classes on notary.
No, that I know of. Dan and the Notary Learning Center were the 2 main instructors in the area for the Inland Empire. My goal is to grow that instruction and affiliate with unemployment and also with ROP programs or even colleges that are doing paralegal certificate programs. But that's my marketing technique. If there's nothing else, I thank you for